Hey, Zen heads unite, right? Glad you guys are here. Let me find this button. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that actually shows up that I'm here, but I'm not here by myself, everybody. I have the co-creator and writer, Zen Intergalactic Ninja. Steve Stern is in the house with me. Steve, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, Bill, and I'm always so impressed by, your talent. I think you have both the left and the right sides of your brain working overtime, because not only are you, a superb artist, but you're also technologically adept. I mean, the way you put together that intro is like awesome. I wouldn't know what the hell to do. I mean, I can barely write, I write. But so, Bill, I mean, what's your IQ? Is it like 210 or something?
Oh, no, I don't even have a left side of my brain. You can't measure my IQ. It's way too low. This is all I'm qualified to do. So
I think you're just being inordinately humble.
Yeah, I just have access to a lot of technology now. This is me as a little kid pretending that I had a show. So this is all right. Kevin, how you doing, dude? I'm glad you're in the room with us. I guess I'm maybe a little wet behind the ears.
Kevin, I have to say, Kevin is very funny. He should be writing like for SNL or the late night shows. She should be doing jokes because
he pulls entire stories out of some of the pieces that we do. It's really cool. It's really cool to see what his brain picks out. It keeps me being creative.
What does Kevin do for a day job again?
Kevin is a photographer,
Right. He
and
works for Comic-Con, right?
yeah,
Among
he's actually works for Comic Con as a photographer, and he also photographs.
yeah.
He's an amazing
Well, we're
photographer.
giving you your props, Kevin. You're an awesome dude.
Hey, are you saying I'm all blue in the face?
You mean like Zen, right?
There
Ah,
you go. Kevin says I can join Blue Man Group.
and what about? Oh, you want to hear something funny about
Now that Kevin is
Blue Man
correct
Group?
about this.
You want to hear something funny about Blue Man Group? This is all like Zen, you know, in the weeds kind of stuff, right?
Right.
So, okay, Zen is blue, of course,
Blue.
and
He
the
knows.
Blue
He
Man
knows.
Group is blue, right? So I was wondering who came first, the Blue Man Group or Zen? And of course, being the co-creator along with Dan Cody of Zen, I figured, hey, maybe they ripped us off. Maybe they saw the greatness of being blue, right? So anyway, I looked it up. I checked everything out, and believe it or not, the Blue Man Group and Zen both debuted in the same year, 1987.
You see what
But
happens? Yeah.
the Blue Man Group debuted a couple of months before the first issue of Zen came out. So it's
See.
all good.
Yeah. But see, before the first issue of Zen came out, you guys were in pre-production. You guys were already drawing and writing, so you guys already had it. You guys
Well,
had it. They didn't even know. They were just on the same wavelength or something.
Took like, yeah, I guess it was in the zeitgeist, the blue man. Some person.
The left side is filled with lost. Yes, the left side of my brain is filled with lost keys.
That's
That
funny.
is no doubt. Yes, Kevin.
Well, Kevin,
absolutely.
you deserve to be flattered.
Nicholas, how you doing,
hey,
dude?
Nicholas, howdy.
Some person. It's nice of George Lucas to come on stream. I know you have the impressive beard, man. That's you, man.
Oh, you're talking about me. Huh?
You're
Right.
the George Lucas of the Zen universe.
Okay, now so. I have a George Lucas story that could take a couple of minutes up here, but folks may find interesting. Back, way over 10 years ago, the lady in my life, name of Pamela, I won't give away her last name.
Right.
She was hired by George Lucas to do the Lucasfilm Oral History Project. Okay. Gotcha. The reason he hired her is that she had previously done a documentary about Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay.
Gotcha.
And because she was very much into architecture, right? So she does this documentary and it appears on PBS. George Lucas sees it and is very impressed with it because he is a super architectural person. Okay.
Right.
I mean, he built Skywalker Ranch, right, to his design, right? So he contacts Pamela through PBS or whatever, and finds out that she's the perfect person to interview like scores of people, up to and including Steven Spielberg, anybody who worked on the development of Lucasfilm over the decades. So what was really cool was Pamela and I would go live at Skywalker Ranch for hi Mojda, friend of mine, great lady. Pamela and I would go live at Skywalker Ranch for weeks at a clip. And we were in the John Huston room. All of the rooms had a theme, right? So upstairs from us was like the Charlie Chaplin room, I believe. And it had a piano in it. And there was somebody who would oftentimes be in there playing the piano, scoring movies. And it happened to be Clint Eastwood.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I for about a year and a half, I probably spent cumulatively 3 or 4 months living at Skywalker Ranch, and it was like the most amazing experience of my life, really. Okay,
that's
so there
really
you go.
Cool. That's really cool.
Sounds
well. I like how that comes together because you are the George Lucas of the Zen of the Zen
Well,
universe.
maybe I.
But that's an impressive story. That's a really cool story. I'd never heard that story before. That's
Yeah,
really cool. Yeah, I love
see,
it.
that's
I love
why
it.
if people come onto this live stream, they're going to hear a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of interesting kind of
Yeah,
Zen-ish in the weeds stuff, as long as they, are not getting bored by hearing it. Hi, Ken.
gotcha. Ken, how you doing, dude?
Do
It's
you
good
know
to see you,
Ken?
man.
You know
Yeah, I
Ken?
do. And he's part of the inner circle at the Cyber Angel Citadel,
What does
supporting
Ken do for a day job?
supporting Nira X. Yeah, I'll let Ken type it into the thing there, so that way
Okay, we'll wait for his response.
Chet is like Ken.
Kevin Ken. He's got his Zen on. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, I love it.
That
I
should be
love
on
it.
the. It should be me on the camera, just sitting. Like
Yeah, this is
like meditating.
ultra. This is Uber Zen. This is like Uber Zen. And Ken's Batman.
Just so you know, you hear everybody's secrets. Everybody's secrets come out on the show.
Yeah, but which Batman is he? Is he? There's so many incarnations of Batman. Even there was a George Clooney Batman, as I recall. Right.
That apparently they brought back right before they killed the DCEU. I'm not really sure how everybody feels about that, but
I don't know what's going on.
that's kind of a soup sandwich. I'm not really sure what's going to happen now. And then isn't Warner Brothers being sold again to Universal or something like that down the road? Is that what's happening next? So,
Wow, I didn't hear that one yet.
Yeah, that's what's happening in
Kevin's the Joker. Yeah. There've been a few different Jokers too. A lot of people really liked what Joaquin Phoenix did, but then there are folks who, certainly have other opinions.
Kevin, DC should just sell to Marvel altogether.
Right, and then everything would come under Disney. Huh? That would be.
I know, right?
That would probably be tantamount to antitrust suit.
And I think Disney. I think DC, as far as the movies are concerned, it always feels like, I mean, as a fan, me watching from the outside, it always felt like they were trying to catch up to Marvel when there was no real need to. Marvel built, all the way up to Infinity War. Marvel built up this little collection of films. They introduced each character one at a time. They built it slowly. And DC could have gone the same route. They could have built slowly. The train wasn't leaving the station. Nobody was going to all of a sudden stop watching superhero movies because they didn't build up to an Infinity War, big, they could have taken 5 or 6 years or even longer to build up to a Justice League movie. They didn't have to jump so fast or feel like they were falling behind. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe they should have hired you, Bill, because I'm sure you'd be up to that task.
I'm sure there's a lot of much better qualified people than me who are actually qualified that they completely ignored. So,
the last I heard of about Heath Ledger really got, that's for sure.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. Jack Nicholson is my favorite Joker up to a point. As far as there's an era there was like a lightning in the bottle when Tim Burton came out with his Batman with a Prince soundtrack and Jack Nicholson's Joker. I mean, it's like there was, and plus that was like the first dark, serious Batman on film that we really got. I mean, since the whole, Adam West was. Other than the cartoons and, Frank Miller's Dark Knight and comics, and as far as a theatrical Batman, it's that was the first time that I saw like this was a serious Batman, like a serious adventure,
so true.
But Heath Ledger really, he reinvented it, made it his own. And
now Ken brings up an interesting point when DC ruled the roost and Marvel was a joke. So is Ken actually saying it's the opposite of that now? Is that that's
the way it is right now. It's like DC is kind of a soup sandwich right now, and Marvel. It's not like Marvel isn't stumbling, having some problems.
Oh yeah.
But DC is really having a hard time just deciding what it wants to do. I just feel like it's everywhere. It's like let's throw everything on the wall and see what sticks. Kind of approach. So madness pops. Jack was the Joker. Caesar would have been proud. Yeah, Caesar.
Cesar Romero.
He's my childhood Joker. Yeah, it's like, Adam. I grew up on Adam West and William
Well,
Shatner.
Frank Gore, and what about Frank Gorshin as the
Mhm.
Riddler? I mean,
Oh yeah.
Jim Carrey did, I thought, a fairly decent job. But how can you possibly stand up to what Frank
But you
Gorshin
know what?
created?
I was a straight up adult. I'm 53 now, so I was probably in my 30s when I found out, or when I learned,
Yeah,
that the Adam West TV show was actually making fun of comic books.
yeah, you didn't know that.
For me, my childhood memories of the show was just like, it was an action adventure. This is, that's the way I took it in as a kid,
Sure.
and it wasn't until I kind of examined it a little bit as an adult, and then started, the internet is there. We're all talking about things a little bit more. There's more interaction with fans and people talking about different things. So yeah, I was an adult when I found out that it's like, oh, they were being sarcastic the whole time. I mean, like hardcore sarcastic. I watch those shows now and you can see it. You can't unsee it. That's for
Well,
sure.
you
But it made it fun to watch. I mean, it's like just seeing what they were doing. It made it really, really funny. And now I know why all those other celebrities wanted to play villains on the show. This was like the height of sarcasm.
yeah, I agree with what Ken just said, that
Mhm.
Joaquin's was completely different, but really, really
Right.
great,
Right.
and it was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It hit its own notes. It really did. Yep. Yep.
but Bill, talking about um, how your perspective changes with age
Mhm.
and
It
with the time.
does. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was a pretty young kid, but when I
Uh-huh.
first saw The Graduate, with Dustin
Okay.
Hoffman, right?
Right. Right.
When I
Right.
saw that,
Mhm.
I walked out of the theater like stunned. To
Right.
me, it was the most adult, serious, traumatic
Right. Right.
movie
Mhm.
you could. I remember like just stumbling around the neighborhood after leaving that theater
Mhm.
because it like resonated with
Yeah.
me, about how a college graduate would react to the world, right?
To that. Yeah.
And then
Especially that situation. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like,
but then
yeah.
years later, I
Mhm.
watch it like a
Mhm.
decade later, and it's hilarious. It is actually in the category of a comedy. It's a
Right.
comedy,
Right.
but
Right.
I did not take it as a comedy at all. It
do,
scared the
do,
living hell out of me.
you know
Yeah.
what movie Kat saw recently? Because
Well,
her boyfriend wanted to watch Saturday Night Fever. Okay.
oh my
Now
God.
now my memory, because the last time I even saw the movie, okay,
Yeah.
was super long time ago. All I remember is like all the hit songs, right? Those like the big moments of the movie where there's a hit song and they're doing their
Mhm.
dancing, and it's like you hear the soundtrack and it's just like it represents an era, just about, right? I
Mhm.
had no idea. I had no memory of all of like the attitudes that people had towards each other back then, and the kind of
Mhm.
language they were using, and the kind of attitudes they had towards each other. It was hard. It was a hard movie to watch.
Really, I'll
Yeah,
have to rewatch it.
yeah. It was some hardcore stuff. I mean, it's and cats like people talked like this back then. Holy crap! It's like, yeah, it's the mid 70s. It's like people people were not only not offended by offensive jokes, but people like were offensive towards each other in a way that you don't
Mhm.
see today. Like, races towards different races, people towards
Yeah.
different people, classes towards different classes. It was nuts. It was nuts. It was actually it was kind of shocking. things
Yeah.
things do go round and
They
round.
do. They do. Next will the rise of independent comic film.
Yeah.
That would well,
Well,
we'll all buy into that,
yeah,
Kevin.
yeah,
That's
of course. Of
you
course.
know, I've
Well, look
been
what's happening.
working I've
Yeah.
been working on a Zen live action feature for more decades than
Hmm.
I like to admit. And there's something in the works right now. Whether or not it will end up coming to fruition in the Hollywood
Hmm.
system,
Yeah.
we stay tuned. But yeah, yeah. I mean, there's also some animated stuff in the wind, which once again, whether or not it will end up
There,
happening
there,
or
there,
happening
there
in the
there's
short
there
term, we don't
yeah,
know.
there's a window opening up that's perfect for Zen and perfect for independence and smaller independent artists and publishers to fill right now, because what I see from the larger companies is like if they're not pulling back, they're actually like cutting
Mm.
down. Like they're leaving a vacuum where people want to collect, original stories and comics and art, and they're concentrating more on big feature film, or they're concentrating more on different things.
Hmm.
And it's comic shops are having a hard time, as far as I understand it. As I go to my local comic shop, and it's just like, not as much product is coming out from the larger companies, or people are unhappy with the approach that some of those companies are taking towards their stories. uh
Hmm.
I don't want to come up, I don't want to mention any of the trigger political words that they use to kind of like identify or to classify the types of stories that they're telling, but they're sort of uh they're leaving a wide open space for independents to be like, hey, here's all these comic books, here's these really cool
Yeah.
stories. And I think people are gravitating towards it. I think it's a good time to be an independent, is what it's boiling down to.
Hmm. Hmm.
Pops. Oh yeah, Caesar did it first. Anything that complements what he did is king. Jack killed it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. I totally agree. And Joker's a coveted role, man. It's like it's the coveted role. If you can get the Joker role and actually nail it, then you're part of pop culture forever. You
Oh
know.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, well, it's like we were saying, everything goes round and round here, right? Are you?
It does. It does. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't mean to. Trying to seduce us innocent-minded people. Pops, independent films are welcome on the Madness Roku network.
Yeah, for
Yes.
all I know, the Madness Roku network is real. I mean, I just don't
Oh,
know.
it actually might be. There's a Kickstarter. Pops is actually running a Kickstarter right now, where he is trying to start a channel on the Roku network that's all comic books. It's basically all the types of content that we're seeing now, like on YouTube and Facebook.
Well, that's a
Different
brilliant
comic,
idea.
yeah. Lots. So he's trying to bring in lots of comic book creators and independents, so that he has a lot of content to show on a platform that we're not on. So it's like, if it's a new platform that we can all get on, and keep
Mm,
on spreading the gospel
yeah,
of comics and
talking.
Zen.
Yeah, talking about the streaming media
Hmm.
and comic book related movies. Uh,
Hmm.
I read with interest, and I'm sure everybody here is probably aware of it, that my understanding is that Amazon hired Joe Quesada,
Hmm.
late of Marvel, right,
Right, right, right.
to help develop or select or
Hmm.
whatever
Hmm.
a new slate of comic book related movies. I haven't heard anything about
Hmm.
that
Right, right,
since Joe it was announced, but it was clearly announced big time in the trades that happened. Okay, maybe
right,
that
right, right.
happened 3, 4, up
Well,
to 6
well,
months
see,
ago.
you have an awareness that a lot of us don't get to have, because the circles that you're running in,
Yeah.
like things that get published in Variety and things like that. You have even more, because you run in a little bit of a studio circle, and you're
Oh
aware
yeah, oh yeah.
you're right there. You live right there in the middle of right there next to Hollywood. Yeah.
Well, the key person that makes that happen for me is my publisher
Hmm.
slash manager, Ken F. Levin,
Yep.
who
Yep.
is the founder of First Comics and the guy who, among other things, is executive producer on The Boys and on the new show that apparently is a huge hit, Gen V, the spinoff. And
Yep.
I
Yep.
believe they already have signed a deal for season 2 on that. So,
I believe it. I believe it. Yep.
when I interface with Ken, and of course he's directly, intimately involved in
Hmm.
the Zen and other projects that I'm, involved with.
Hmm.
This is how I learn what's really going on here in Hollywood.
Yeah, you're in the middle of it, man.
Yeah,
You're at ground zero of the entertainment industry. So
yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah. It's
It gives
fun.
us a perspective that we don't normally get. I mean, I'm like 3 rings out from you. It's like the only reason I'm close to it is because I'm friends with you.
Well, yeah, but you used to live in San Diego, which is
Oh
only
yeah,
a 3-hour drive from here. Now you're all the way across the country
all
in
the way
Virginia
across the
Beach.
country. I know now. Yeah, now I got to have a drone so I can like look over your shoulder. Oh man. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm happy with where things are going, as far as the market opening up and people responding to independent. material. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I'm excited. We've got the Zen Bounty Wars Kickstarter hopefully coming in January. That's
But it
our
should be.
target.
It
Yeah,
should
sure.
be January.
Thereabouts. You know, it's like give or take.
Yeah.
I'm sure that we'll post as soon as we have more of a rock solid date when that's going to happen.
We'll set that up.
We're going to send that out. In the meantime, though, before we have that rock solid date, what we can do is guide people over here to, we have a website called zenbountywars.com.
Right.
And what's on here is just I'm going to try, and well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to put some preview artwork. Right now I just have the cover and a little bit of advertisement, little video on there right now. But at the top of the page, if you guys I know that most of the people here in
I've
the room
signed up.
have already signed up. So I'm really just saying this for the people that'll probably rewatch this a little bit later, but we've got a sign up sheet right on the webpage. It's just your name, your email address. It's just we're gonna give you like a heads up before everybody else. As soon as we have some kind of solid news on dates and whatever's happening with Zen, but also if and there's no commitment when you sign up, so it's like it's you're just dropping your name and email for right now.
Right.
However, if you do support the campaign when it comes out, First Comics has a group of people that they will match up the list here with the list of people that are actually backing the campaign.
Right.
And whoever signs up on the list first, kind of like an early bird thank you. Steve and I are producing a double-sided signature card, collectible trading card. One side of it's going to be Zen, the other side of it's going to be Nira X, and Steve will sign the side that has Zen on it. I'm going to sign the side that has Nira X on it. So you're going to get this double signature, cool two-sided card as a thank you for signing up on the website. Just because we appreciate you guys, and signing up this early for something that's not even going to start till January. And plus we want to let First Comics know, like, hey, these are people that are interested in what's going on, and they want to hear more news and hear about what we got going on. So,
and this card will be only for those people who sign up now, prior to the launch of the campaign, and B, to anyone who signs up and then supports the Kickstarter, at any level, and no one else will have this card. So it's still going to be pretty damn exclusive and limited, right?
Exactly.
We had very good success with something like that. Previously we did the L'Amour Supreme Zen Kickstarter, which is being printed now and then will be fulfilled over the next month or two, right?
Right.
For that one, L'Amour, the artist, did a couple of exclusive cards that only people who signed up and then supported at any level. And one was this really cool thing called the Zen Rookie card, in which L'Amour's depiction of Zen is as an embryo. I mean, how much more rookie can you get? And it's very cool, and that impelled a lot of, and it's signed by him, and also very exclusive. So we thought it was only right for Bounty Wars to do something similar that would be very, very exclusive to people who support us, and we thank you.
Exactly.
Cool.
Now I don't know if we're going to have a PDF, like a digital tier only on the campaign. We're going to find out. See, that's what the sign up sheet is for. So that way we can find out just general interest from people, make sure we get a nice list of people, and then we'll be able to tell you ahead of time, ahead of everybody else, what types of tiers we're going to have, what types of physical tiers we're going to have, and whether or not we're going to have a completely digital tier or something along those lines. So those are the kind of things that we'll find out from First Comics first, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to announce to everybody else.
What I'd be curious to ask the folks that are here, how they feel about digital books as opposed to print. It's very hard to find out how many people are now reading comic books principally digitally, right? As
Right.
opposed to going to the comic store or subscribing. And of course, being old school, I'm very much into the hard copy book. But
Mhm.
I'd be curious to know what the folks who are here listening, what they feel like, if they're thumbs up. Okay, Chet prefers print. That's what I want to see.
Exactly.
I'm with you,
Exactly.
Chet.
Oh, that was from before.
Okay.
Where I think Kevin was referring to. Whoops. Here we go. Kevin was referring to, speaking of indie comics, I wonder if they're ever going to finish the Razor movie.
Well,
And
they had started that.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're outside of the circle on that, but that's a good question. That's we're all like-minded. We all like the same kind of stuff. So that's a question I have in my head too. So we'll see. What do you guys think about having a solely PDF level? I think
Mm.
everybody here, everybody that I see here on the list here, we all prefer physical media. But let's see, digital is nice for convenience, but a physical book is something real and tactile.
That is
Yeah,
so true, Kevin, and well
very true.
said.
Hmm.
Well said. Tactile.
Tactile.
That's a term
Now,
I haven't utilized in a while, but
now,
I go with it.
now, one thing I did realize on my other Kickstarter was that I did have some backers that were thankful that I did offer a PDF only level, only because they lived overseas and shipping is
Oh,
insane. Shipping
yeah.
is just crazy. So they didn't want to spend the extra, $30, $40 sometimes for shipping to go to either Australia. I'm trying to remember which fans I actually talked to, which backers I talked to.
Hmm.
There's one in Australia, and there was a couple just in Europe. But the shipping was a little bit more than they wanted to pay for shipping. So
Yeah.
they were very grateful that we offered a PDF level for those people.
Here's a
So
question for you, Bill.
sure.
Uh, most recently, you did a Nera X, what's called Dark Seas
Yeah, Dark Seas
Kickstarter.
#1. Yep. Mhm.
Did you offer a PDF there?
You know what? I have to actually look because I'm not the person who ran but I believe we did. Yeah, I believe we did.
So
I
maybe it's
didn't.
a good
Yeah,
idea.
Committed Comics. Tom, the publisher at Committed Comics, he actually ran that Kickstarter for us. So he's in control of all the different tiers. I got spoiled on that one. I got to concentrate just on creating the content and making sure
Yeah.
everything looked
We're
pretty.
not going to spoil you here, Bill.
No,
Yeah,
no. I mean,
they're
I
going
got
to
to
work
wear all
your
the
butt
hats.
off.
I got to wear the hats. Chet, for me, it's collectible and also potential a selling point. Yeah, for absolutely. Because
Collectible
if you have a
meaning
physical
the
thing, that
physical.
means,
Yeah.
yeah, because you could trade it, you could sell it. It's something you own. You have it in your hands. You know what I mean? So,
Remember, for reference for it seems like everybody here, you're right, Bill. Everybody here, including us, likes
right,
the
right.
physical
I
book.
think the digital, the convenience factor of somebody who lives overseas, to avoid that shipping cost, but still wanting to back and support and enjoy the work. I think
Why
that's
not?
that.
Why
Yeah,
not
that's.
offer?
I think that's a situation where. Let's see, Ken. Club Corrupt PDF is a good format though because digital pages don't.
Oh, good
Hey,
one. We won't get into the weeds on that one.
well, see when with some of the other Kickstarters where we offer the PDF, we offer a PDF only level at the very top. That's usually the cheapest thing, right? And then with every tier underneath where they're buying physical media and it's more costly, all of those people buying the physical media
Hmm.
get the PDF as a bonus, as a convenience factor. They want to throw it on their iPad or something like that, take it on a plane, their little
Why
digital
not?
collection.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, exactly. It's just an extra thing. It's an extra thing.
Makes perfect sense.
Steven, hey Bill, I just got Dark Seas in the mail. Awesome. Tom told me that he was mailing everything out. He showed me a picture of a box that was to the roof of his room. Dark Seas in the mail looks great. Looking forward to Zen. Thank you so much, Steven. I do appreciate that. Thanks for commenting in and telling
Great.
me that you received your book in the mail. So I know that everything's heading out.
Ken is jealous of Stephen because Stephen got the book already.
Well, some of the books are going after, like the books that didn't have commissions or extra sketches or stuff like that added to them. Those are
Mhm.
heading out the door first.
Right.
So there might be a little bit of a wait for some of the other people. Kevin, a real book can't
That's true.
accidentally. That's true too. That's true. Doe.
Well, all of this kind of relates in my mind to
Hmm.
the NFT implosion.
Thanks, Chet.
There
Thanks, Chet.
was
Yeah, he
so
did.
much
Yep.
hype and talk
Hmm.
around you're going to own a digital image, right? That
Uh
is somewhere noted on
huh.
blockchain that you own it.
Right.
But as we all know, that just really
No,
exploded.
no. Digital media is you have it in your computer. It's convenient. It's a really
That's
nice
what,
extra to have. But
right.
having the physical thing is that's where it's at. As collectors, well, I think we come from the same zeitgeist, whatever. Theologian word. I don't have a thesaurus with me. This is why you're the editor. Okay, I draw the pictures. I
Right.
get the
Well, you're a
words about
writer.
where
No,
the
Bill, you are a writer too. I
but
mean,
but
you
we come from the same era, same school of thought, where it's not necessarily old school. I wouldn't call it too old school, but I just collecting. When I buy a comic or I buy some artwork,
yeah.
I want it to be something that I can actually say, "Look, this is actually the original. I have it. It's
Well,
in my
that's
hands."
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah,
why when you
yeah,
go on eBay and you pay
uh-huh.
$1,000, as many people have for
Yeah.
the number one Zen from 1987, it's no digital copy. It's not an
Exactly,
NFT. It's a
exactly.
book.
Yeah, you're buying the nostalgia, you're buying the memory of, like, the era that it was actually made in, because, you're buying that first printing book from that
Sure,
year.
sure.
It's like it's as close to time travel as we can get. So,
Right on, right on. Don't tell
Pops.
anyone, but Crom makes an appearance in Club
Oh,
Corrupt.
yeah. The Club Corrupt book has a pinup that includes his character Crom. It's actually the mascot and the main character of
Well,
his
Kevin comes
Madness,
up
the
with
Madness Network.
a good point. Digital makes it is easy to
True.
read bed because it's
Yeah.
backlit.
It's a beautiful extra. It's a beautiful extra, but it doesn't replace physical media. But it certainly is a really nice extra thing to have. I mean,
Right.
there's lots of situations where a digital version of your comics would be a welcome thing to have. Chet, I don't have Reborn or Dark Seas yet. Other people are getting it in the mail before you. No. Don't worry, Chet. This stuff is going to be on its way soon. It's going to be on its way soon.
So, Bill,
So,
what are you gonna draw something?
you know
We're
what? Yeah,
yakking
you know what?
away
Yeah,
here.
we're a little bit past the halfway point when I usually start sketching something. So yeah,
What are you
let
gonna
me.
draw this week? What are you gonna draw?
It's going to be something Zen related. I think. Big surprise
Well, it makes
there.
sense. Yeah. Something I put out in one of my posts in the last couple of days
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
that these pieces that you're doing right now, right,
Right.
that you're going to sign
Mm-hmm.
and then give away to one lucky winner,
Yes, yes.
like a Powerball winner. These could be pretty darn valuable because, for example, a couple of your Zen original art, comic book pages, not that long ago, sold at Heritage Auctions, which is the preeminent auction house in the world, I guess, for like $600 and counting. So Bill, you've definitely earned your place there in the pantheon of collectible artists.
No, I'm super happy that people enjoy the work and that they collect it. That means the world to me, because this is what I live for, and this is just an excuse for us to do cool stuff together. This kind of my mission statement that I live by a little bit, because it's not about the it is about the art, but it's more about us being able to do cool stuff. It's like, because without the people collecting, I wouldn't be able to draw. I wouldn't be able to do this for a living.
Yeah.
And of course, if I wasn't drawing, there'd be nothing to collect. So it's a symbiosis. I think we all have a certain part to play
Yeah.
in this machine,
Well,
and it's about having fun. So
in talking about that area, the digital world has changed everything. It's like a paradigm shift.
oh yeah,
Um,
huge.
I was watching an interview with Amy Mann, who had a group called Till Tuesday, and then became a solo artist, very, very popular. And at one time, Amy was with, a major label,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually had her problems with it, as many artists do ultimately, right? Because of the
Right.
pressure to constantly have hits and radio singles. But then eventually she, got into producing, along with her husband, her own
Mm-hmm.
music, and then going out and touring, setting up her own tour dates, which allowed her to be as creative as she wanted to be, and to directly reach her fans through social media. Okay. And what that told me, that was indicative of what happened in general with the music industry. And I think that's the greatest thing, because, and for us too, because, we're independent comic book guys, right? And the internet has allowed us this ability to talk and reach out directly to our fans who support us, and allows us to do basically what we want to do, which
Oh,
is great.
exactly. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
and of course we have a publisher, First Comics, but Ken, who is the guy who created the first creator-owned company, right? And then a few came in after him. Is in full support of what we're doing. That's why First Comics is actually running this and all the future Zen related Kickstarters for us. So the internet is a great thing, and
Oh, it changed everything. The amount of access that we have, and the fact that we can just
oh
talk
yeah,
to directly to our audience. We could talk directly to you guys. It's
yeah,
not through a middleman. It's not through, months and months of pre-production and several different channels. It's like I get to listen directly. Basically, I answer to the fans. I answer to the people that actually enjoy the stuff. And the fact that we're having fun doing it together, it's like, dude,
yeah.
there's no,
It's
you
good.
can't ask for more than that. So,
Right. Well, we can ask for one other thing, that you make a few bucks,
oh,
because I mean,
that's where they come in. That's it.
in
That's
the
it.
real world, everybody's got to pay their bills,
Yeah,
and
I've talked about that with lots of friends and fans before. That's the one thing about adulthood that always gets me. It's just like, oh, in order for us to keep on doing the things that we love to do and move forward with it and stuff like that, we have to figure out how to monetize it in order to make it work. Because everything costs money.
for sure. But and Kickstarter is a blessing, and
Oh, for
Indiegogo,
sure. Yep.
which is allowing the thing about Zen is that Dan and I created Zen 36 years ago in 1987.
Isn't that
And
crazy?
yeah, and part of the reason, not the entire reason, but part of the reason Zen is thriving again right now is due to the internet, because it allows us to reach out direct to the fans, and to reach new fans, who probably were not even born, say, when Zen was created. And it's a challenge, but one that I think is the best challenge I've ever had in my life, which is to keep Zen like evergreen and as pertinent and as interesting and as compelling for today's audience as it was in like 1987. So
Yeah.
it's because you can't just sit back and rest on your laurels. I mean, how many independent comics have been around, for decades and decades. It takes work. It takes work to do it,
Takes
but it's
it
it's
takes
a
a lot
labor
of
of
work.
love, so we do it.
That's it. That's it.
That looks great, Bill.
Yeah, there are not a lot of projects or a lot of characters or a lot of independent people that have stuck around as long as Zen has.
Yeah, well, that's because I am very persistent.
Well, you also take the time to reinvent the character, and you take the time to change with the times, to listen to fans, to find out
Yeah,
what they like to read and what they like to listen to, what they like to, because all of these interests come together.
yeah. And
And
Dan Cody is definitely has contributed to this effort too. Dan and I had a favorite song, which I think still is a shared favorite song by the late great Tom Petty. Won't back down, and that's
uh-huh.
it's every so often I'll crank that up. because that's what it takes. You have to have an attitude, like nothing's going to stop you, and that's part of. Oh, I like what you're doing there, adding some white highlights, huh, Bill? Well, that looks great.
Yeah.
Jeez, Bill, you just always amaze me. What does everybody think of Bill's art? I mean, it's a kind of a rhetorical question. They wouldn't be here if they didn't think your work was awesome, Bill. Nor would
Yeah.
I.
I wouldn't be here without you guys.
All right, look at that. Wow.
I got my power tools over here sharpening my pencils.
So while you're working on that a little bit, I'll just go over some Zen bounty hunter stuff, okay? Digital makes it easy to read at the pool. It's true, too. All right, so Zen is a bounty hunter now. To set the record straight, he did not become a bounty hunter because of the wild success of The Mandalorian. Zen became a bounty hunter in 1995 with this book, Zen Bounty Hunter, that I wrote and Bill illustrated. Okay.
Yep. I totally agree with Stephen, by the
way. I read this quote today, and I was going to relate to it, but I figured maybe I wouldn't use certain words. I don't know. But you're right. That's apparently Stan said that. I was friendly with Stan. I used to go to lunch with him at Nate and Al's Deli in Beverly Hills pretty frequently. I never heard him say that, though.
Look at this. I killed a white pencil live on camera.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, okay. So Zen Bounty Hunter. Now, here's a question. This was a book, a digest-sized book, published by SSS Comics, a Canadian company, in 1995. I'd like to know if anybody here has this book in their possession. I'm guessing not, because it's extremely hard to find. I never really got the figures from the publisher, Saul Colt, as to how many issues were ordered, but I'm sure it was at least 1,000 or two. But
yeah, I think it sold well, but I don't know what the number is.
Right. Yeah. I may find out one day, but it'd be interesting to know if anybody has this particular hard copy book. Okay, so this is 2005, and this was to be the first of 2 issues that completed the story. But the second issue was never printed because SSS Comics went out of business before that would have happened.
Right.
So, like a decade later, we're with First Comics, and First Comics publishes the entire story, again written by me with art by Bill. And this book, if you don't have it, you can buy it. It's available at the First Comics website, which is www.onefirstcomics.com, the number 1. But I think if you even just put in www.firstcomics.com, Google, figures it out and takes you there, whatever.
Yeah.
And the book, it's like a $10 book, but this is a key book because it compiles the entire Zen Bounty Hunter origin story and explains how Zen, quote unquote, grew his face, which is a whole other thing we'll talk about next time.
Yeah, for sure.
But this book can be accessed at the First Comics site. Okay.
Awesome. I'm glad they have it available still.
Yeah. Well, they reprint them as it goes out. I'm so glad you're still killing it with Nira X, Tucci with She, and Polito with Lady Death. The indie spirit of the 90s lives on. That's right, Stephen. We do. We're intransigent. We're not going away.
Well, I tell you what, we're getting pretty close to the end of the show. I got this sketch ready, and I definitely want to give it away to one of our live viewers.
Do it,
that are here right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to pick a number between. Let me see. We have about like 10 or 12 people in the room right now, so I don't want to pick a number that's too high. We'll go on forever. Let's see here. I'll pick a number between say 1 and 20. And I am going to write it down on this here Post-it note so that way everybody sees that it's because we're live, right? So
Yep.
I wrote a number down over here. In fact, I'm going to double check this number. So I see all these numbers pop up. So if everybody would like to guess a number, it's between 1 and 20. And whoever guesses the number first in the chat, the chat pops up on my screen in the same order that it should pop up on YouTube.
All right, let's see some numbers here, folks.
So yeah, we started seeing some numbers, and we're gonna. Okay, you got 19, you got 12, you got 2. Let's see, getting closer. You're dancing all around it. There's 6. There's 3. Getting closer. You're colder. You're hotter. You're colder. You're hotter.
Keep going, guys.
Where we are. Keep on going. One of us is going to get it. Steven has a 5, but that's not quite it. Kevin Green, how do you do it? Kevin with the winning. Are you kidding me? Look, I'm going to turn it over. Kevin with the winning number. Look at this.
Congrats, Kevin.
Gentlemen. Everybody tell Kevin congratulations. The luck of the Irish is with him. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us this evening, talking about Zen, talking about comics, talking about some pop culture movies, all the stuff. We're all like-minded. We like all the same stuff, and it all comes together with look at Kevin.
Dumb luck.
Luck.
We all need dumb luck.
I'll take dumb luck. Oh man. Chet says lucky. Man, you guys are awesome.
Hey,
Steven, enjoy my Zen sketch, Kevin. You lucky son of a bitch. All right, man. Well, you guys, Steve, thanks so much for being with me tonight. I'm glad we could hang out. This is a good little thing we're doing on Sundays. And
I think it is. We'll keep doing it.
Absolutely. And we're going to be here again next Sunday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me, Steve Stern, and if we bring on an extra guest or a little surprise thing, we'll let you guys know. We'll post about it on our Facebooks, let you know what's coming. And other than that, I'll play a little promo vid to get us out of here, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Thanks, folks.
Hey, thanks so much. We'll see you guys.
Working on